Everyone. I want to welcome you to our meeting or our discussion on how to apply for graduate school. And then what I'm going to do this section is that I'm just going to expose you to how to search for schools in the United States of America. If you master the process, okay, you can apply the same thing for almost every country, especially to Canada, Australia, and other places. So it's a step-by-step process, and I will advise you to just try as much as possible to follow them. And as you prepare for your document, I know maybe you've watched the other video, the first video, so you prepare your document. So this is to expose you for the how to secure the funding. Okay, what are you going to look for? How to search for schools? Okay, the next video or the next project will be step by step in searching for the school on the internet. Okay, that will be shortly after this video. So I want us to walk through the steps. So follow me. I'll advise you to click the notification and then subscribe to this channel so that you can get the feed anytime we upload a new video. Okay. So, what are the steps? The first one is that you need to gather all your educational documents. Okay, so try as much as possible to get all your documents. If you have your document, what do you do? Search for a potential school. Okay, I'll try to elaborate all these points, but you need to search for potential school. Look for schools. How many schools are in the US? There are so many schools. So you don't have any limitation. Okay, so yours is to search for school. The fact that you hear that somebody is going to has gotten to maybe University of Alabama, has gotten funding to University of Alabama, doesn't mean that you should also go to University of Alabama. Why? Because his program or his program may be funded. Maybe yours is not funded. Okay, so or maybe the particular program that the person got the investing, maybe you are doing biochemistry, your friend for biochemistry, you have so many of your mates um, getting biochemistry in University of Alabama. Doesn't mean that you too, when you apply, you get, because maybe they don't have slot for this year. Okay, so you need to search for a potential school. After you've gotten a particular school, say University E, what do you have to do? Go to the program or the graduate program and see that is your program funded. Maybe you've heard that, oh, University of Texas, they give admissions, but is your program featured in that school? That is the first, second thing the third thing you need to do. Then, if you see that, okay, my program is in it, I did agree, I want to do agronomy, my program is featured here. What do you need to do? Check whether there is funding for that program. I can give you an example. Not all school funds some business programs. For example, accounting is less funded, but doesn't mean that they are not funded in other schools. So you need to check, is my school or my program has a particular funding? And I've told you most of the program comes in the form of graduate research assistantship or a teaching assistantship and other fellowships. Okay, so you need to find out whether your program is what funded. Okay, if it's not funded, move to the next school. There are so many schools. Move to the next program. A particular school, maybe you could have maybe three more programs that you can or you are qualified. Okay, one thing I'll tell you is that if you are looking for funding, Do not be stuck in maybe your interest. Maybe you want to go and do molecular biology, but there's a program where the other people are doing bioinformatics, uh, um, maybe health science, food chemistry. All these are programs that those who did biochemistry can do. But you said molecular biology, molecular biology. Maybe the molecular biology program is limited. If you do that, you won't get the school. And the key thing is that graduate school is not just about the name of the program, but it is the research area. So somebody may be doing chemistry. The entire program is chemistry, but he's doing something relating to what? Molecular biology. His research is geared towards molecular biology. So don't be stuck. Maybe you've heard mathematics, but maybe within the mathematics, there's data science. Somebody's doing data science. So maybe you get into the program, get the funding, but your research will be data science, where you can get the funding. Okay. So I will advise you not to say, oh, if you want to say, I want, okay, school A, you'll be there 10 years, you will never get it. So be flexible in looking for your program. Look for program that has funding where you qualify. The next one is match your requirements, okay? Your qualification to the requirements. So they say they want this. Do you have it? So check. If you have it, send read now. If you now see that you qualify for the program, take your time and read. You get so many information on the graduate school and then the department, okay, that nobody can tell you. Even not some there are some information that will be there. You may email the graduate chair and maybe he may not be able to give you the right information. Why? Maybe the graduate chair just assumed their position for maybe the previous academic year. So take your time and read very well. Now, when you read or you are done with thorough reading, there are some questions that are still unanswered. You can send code emails or get some um, professors that have research area within your interest, then write them email, express interest that you want to work with them. You have some qualification which match their interest and you can contribute to their research area. It helps a lot. Some of these professors can influence the decision of the committee, recruiting committee. So try as much as possible to help them. They have why? Because they have funding which can cover your studies, or they can use that funding to fund uh, your tuition. Okay, so try as much as possible to write code emails. As for the code emails, it's a different subject we need to delve in. So I will do that in a separate video for you. Then you do your application and make sure that you submit all your documents at the right time. And much as it depends on, make sure that months before the deadline, everything about your application, from submission of document, if it is evaluation, if it is uh, sending of what do you call it, your certificates or transcript you have done, and reference letters are submitted. This will help. Then try as much as possible to stay updated with the admission and possible funding with the department. Okay, so now we'll go step by step with this process with you. This will be brief. So, for example, if you want to set, mostly use Google. Some people go to some sites. Maybe so there are some sites like PhD Funder or master program. There are so many sites like that, but they all took information from this individual program. So please try as much as possible to use Google. And for US, I can say that you can do them through what do you call it? state by state. For example, if you're in Ghana, let me say there are so many universities in US. So if you are in Ghana, for instance, you can say that I'm searching for schools in Greater Accra, universities in Greater Accra, so that you have maybe about few universities that you can go through. There are 50 or 51 states in US. Okay. So make sure that you divide them or you go through all of them. So this is a difficult task, and this is what will make you get funded, and somebody will not also get funded. The other people who are just looking for people to say, oh, there is this school over there and everybody is running. There's this school here, everybody is running. If you do that, you push yourself into a tight corner. So search for the schools by yourself, your program and your schools by yourself. Okay. So you can do it state by state, okay? And these are the types of universities in the US I just want to go through. We have the public or state universities. They are fully funded by the state and then other organization. Uh, then the private university, private or non-profit universities. So those ones, it doesn't actually matter whether public or, I mean, some of even the big universities are private universities. Harvard, Massachusetts, Caltech, and those, they are all private universities. It's all about the funding. Okay. Then they have liberal colleges. The liberal colleges, they train teachers and some other professionals, and then community college. So for community college, mostly those who want to come and do another bachelor's, you can, and you want to pay by yourself, you can look for community college. They have less tuition fees for you. So for instance, I just Google universities in the Florida state. Okay, so this is what you will see, some few of them, and then you click plus 100 and more universities. So it will give you something like this. So you see the first university, different universities. When you go down, you go and meet the colleges. They try to rank them. Okay, so for instance, this is the interface you will see. So University of Florida, okay, it's a what? Public university. This is the acceptance rate. Acceptance rate means that when people apply, what is the main, when people apply, what's the rate of acceptance or admissions? Okay, so mostly they are what? If the rate is less, it means they are top schools. So it means that you need tough requirement in order to meet or get to be admitted. It doesn't mean that if they say maybe the minimum requirement is 4.0, a lot of people have 4.0, so they'll bring other requirement in, like maybe publications, like those who have masters, maybe those who are in US, then other regions or continent they will divide. For example, maybe they want 3 Asians, 3 Africans, 3 Europeans. Do you understand? So try as much as possible to look for schools that have a little bit higher uh, acceptance rate. But if it is free of charge, and whether it is 2% and you still think that you have the qualification, you can do them. So, for example, if you look at University of South Florida, they have 44, which is okay. Then there's something here which is also important, the graduation rate. The graduation rate tells you when people get admitted, are they able to finish? Because maybe some circumstances may not be favorable, or some conditions may not be favorable, so they end up dropping up or transferring to different schools because the professors are not fine, yeah, or the school is not uh, it's not, I mean, they don't like the school or something. So mostly you don't care that much, because once you get in and you are not okay, you can go. But the most important thing here is the, like I would say, is the acceptance rate. Okay, so for maybe, so you do like this, you get a whole list. So you take the schools one after the other and go through them. Okay, so now let's say you pick University of Florida, then you go to University of Florida homepage. Okay, so maybe you just check University of Florida. This is what you're going to see. You see your acceptance rate here. You want to still check, you move to the University of homepage. Okay, move directly to the university homepage and try as much as possible to continue your search over there. So when you go to the university homepage, where will you see your program? This is something that differs from department, school to school. The interfaces are different. So the interface for University of Ghana is different from University of Cape Coast. The same thing to University of Florida. So but every information, minimum information you need is there. So try as much as possible to take your time. So sometimes the best place you can go is to graduate school or academics or admissions. And then you can try as much as possible to read. You will see maybe graduate catalog. So for instance, you are here, this is the program. You scroll down. Some of them you can refine whether you should see only the masters or the PhD or both masters and then bachelors and everything. So get your program here. You could see that maybe if you did agriculture, you see you have agriculture, biology. So you have don't limit yourself. So I want agronomy, but agronomy there is no funding, but there is something relating to agriculture operations management. You could see that this is economy and this is management. It's almost the same. This is agriculture education. So you see, be flexible. That's what I want to say. Be flexible. Look for what the program that gives you funding. When you come here in and then later you want to change, you can change. You are free to change. You are free to transfer from the first year or first semester. But if you don't get funding and even you have money to fund your education, even getting the visa comes a little bit tough. So try as much as possible to do it that way. So you have your school here. Let's say you've spotted a program. You click to the program. Mostly send you to the graduate catalog. Make sure that after reading something small from there, come and set maybe Department of Agriculture, Department of maybe African Studies, okay? And then go to the main department and go and read more about the program over there. So let's say we found our program here. I just chose one of the programs, which is food science. So the food science, they have what interdisciplinary program, food chemistry, food processing engineering, microbiology. So you may be a microbiology student. Doesn't mean that you get, but you can come for food microbiology. It's almost the same thing. Okay, you can finish this and still be working in the hospital because your research is in there. It doesn't mean that you did food science, so you cannot work in the hospital. No, you can still work in the hospital. So these are the degree offered, learning outcome, and blah, blah, blah. You can read some things over there, but you see, you have to go to the program website. So let's say you click this link, go to the program website. So there's the program website for food science in University of Florida. So this is the interface. You need to search, go through the tabs. Mostly you are interested in the few prospective students. You can also read a little bit. Sometimes you can find some students over there and then maybe try to contact them. This is the academic program, could be masters, but the bachelor's, masters, and then PhD, the type of program that they will explain it. Then the research is what the professors are doing over there. And then it could give you a link to the professor's profile and what they are doing and other stuff. So you scroll down, take your time, and then read. Okay. So maybe you are here. What are you looking for? You want to find out whether your program, maybe you are looking for masters or PhD, whether your program is what actually captured. Okay. So if your program is captured, then you move to the requirement. Okay. So over here, you'll see what's the requirement. So you can click on any of them: international students, application deadline, questions about application process. It doesn't mean that every school or every department will have the same thing. So try as much as possible, because you can read and write, you can navigate through the internet. You should be able to get all these things without struggling. Okay. Yeah. Then, so the requirement is there: 3.0, no GRE, and you see some of these things. Take your time and read. Once you see this is the requirement, Mostly you want to see the deadline for application. Try as much as to, for example, priority deadline is December. Make sure that by December 1st, you are done with everything. Spring, if you want spring admissions, yeah. So questions about application process, blah, 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 you read them. Okay, take your time and then read them. Then for international students, you have to provide English proficiency in this format. But if you read through, you see that some countries are exempted. For example, if you're from Gambia, Ghana, I think Nigeria, and okay, I'm not seeing Nigeria here, but I think no, they are not here. Nigeria is here, Pakistan, there are Seychelles, Sierra Leone, some other African countries, South Africa, and you can be exempted. Okay, so try as much as possible to read all these things. Then, what are we still looking for? We're looking for whether there's funding. Okay. So mostly even you search whether there is funding before looking at the requirement. Okay, because you could meet the requirement, but there's no funding. So you see here something like financial support for graduate students. You click here, learn for more. So you said over here, they said that assistantship, scholarship, and other financial aid. The department offers graduate teaching assistantship at a competitive basis. Assistantship provide living expense, tuition waiver, blah, 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 strong GRE score. So you see over there, they say GRE score is not what, but over here, they said that if you have GRE score. So you see, that's why I advise some of you, try as much as possible to write. So if somebody apply with a GRE score and you don't have a GRE score, the person with a GRE score will be picked and you will be left out. Okay. So impressive letter of recommendations, given highest consideration. Assistance become more available throughout the academic year, and only applicants accepted to the department are eligible for consideration. So it means you need to be accepted. Okay. So you take your time and then read, no rushing. Immediately you see that you're funded, there's funding available. That's your next stop. Take your time, read. And this is the difficulty aspect of application. Nobody will do this for you. I can take my time and then look for 50 school for you. But because you want it, you have to sit down night by night, quit your social media and use this thing as your social media for the next 3 months of your journey. Okay. Thank you so much. And then if you see that, okay, there is assistantship, so you go here and then go to the professors, their research area, and then you meet some of the professors, you look at their profile. So for instance, there's one professor here, I decided not to show his image, but you see, he said that feel free. So you look at their research, what are they doing? Utilization of bacterial phase, what is this for biocontrol and then therapeutic application. These are things, if you have done something like that, you see some of them, they are very research oriented. They need people. Say feel free to contact about opportunities for graduate, paid and unpaid, graduate assistantship, postdoc, you understand? So try as much as, so these people, you can contact them. So sometimes there's even a link that you can open and then go to their group page. You look at the people working with them, the things they are doing. If it is similar to your, then you start writing them email. So over here, they don't have a bio link, their personal group website pages, but you can try as much as possible to. So if you want, you can, or if you don't get their bio link, you can go to their publication, go to Google and go and search for them and you see what they are doing. And then you can write them what we call a cold email. Okay. So some additional notes over here. So these are things you can read. So you know that over here they've stated that you need to contact professor, get a faculty advisor before you are accepted into the program. So that's why the code email is very, very important for some of you. For some of you, you can do it. And even if you skip that and you still get admission, you will come here and then you suffer. You will suffer. So get Professor, don't skip this. This is another difficult aspect. You write them, hundreds of them, you receive few. You don't need all of them to respond. It is only the few that respond. That is what you need. Okay, those people. This is how to go about it. Okay, then yeah. So I think I've come to the end. So this is how to search for schools in the United States. And then if you do this, you should be able to get a school and so many programs. The same thing, you can do it to those in Canada, those in any country, even in Ghana. Okay, this is how we do it. There's no magic about it. So I hope you are able to understand a little bit of the journey. So from University of Florida, you go to the next university. Then from that university, you go to another university. You will be doing this, and then you have maybe your notebook or your Excel sheet where maybe school A, maybe deadline, application fee, duration of application, maybe when it will be open and when you need deadline. Then maybe you create another column, professors of interest. Then you write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then maybe you go to special requirement, whether GRE or whatever. Then you make a note. Then you go to the next school. The next school, you will be doing that till you finish Florida. Then you go to another state, in Alabama state. So you do this and get a whole lot. And then you can refine them based on those who give you positive feedback, those that you will research and see, because some of them, they don't pick international students. So you need to, preliminary information, you need to gather, and then you do deep information. You can be asking people, look at the people, try to interact with them, ask questions by emailing the department. All these things, we will do it along the way. So I want to finish this one over here and then do the other video later. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Try as much as possible to like, comment, ask questions in the comment section, and then we'll meet personal chats. Thank you so much.